And I'm Captain Eddie Castelin. We're here for Worldwide Woodturner. Hi, I'm also Captain Eddie Castelin. Today, we are going to show you something. That's right. He's going to show you how to use the tool. I am going to give you some tips on how to sharpen the tool. Between us, we'll get you ready to start using the gouge. Okay? Now, a good sharp tool that's been sharpened consistently at the same angle at the same time, number one, puts less steel on the floor and leaves more steel on your tool. And number two, a good sharp tool cuts a whole lot better than one that isn't. I'm going to show you how to sharpen this gouge. First thing I'm going to do is set up my grinder. I have a template right here. My template is set for 247. 7 inches is this spot right here on the back of the wheel, the pivot point right there. That's from the face of the wheel to here, 7 inches. That pivot point is 4 inches below the center of this wheel. That's why it's adjustable, so I can move it up and down. That's the 4-7. Now, I got to get the 2. The 2 is the distance the jig sets off the face of the tool. Here's the jig, right? And you can make one of these. I think I have a video on how to do that. But you set it in at 2 inches. That's my gauge for 2 inches. When you rub the bevel on a tool, you control the cutting edge. So how you turn that bevel and how much bevel do you turn will make the difference from a rough cut to a fine cut. And we'll show you the options. My grinder is a variable speed Porter cable. I also have a Delta variable speed. They just ran out of that model when I needed a new one. I'm using CBN wheels. That can't be nicer. I've got a rough and a fine. The rough is still finer than my finest carbon wheel. Now, the reason I'm using a CBN is it doesn't grind away the material, it slices it away. Less heat, less impact to the tool. That's what you want. And also, these jigs are handy. Here's the beauty of this grind. Lathe is up and running. I'm made to pass. The tool's ready. You know how you said less steel on the floor? If you're using carbon wheels, then you're going to scrape off the wood, the steel, and it's going on the floor. With CBN wheels, you're slicing off just what you need to sharpen that edge back up. And you're doing it with a finer stone, finer cut, less heat. This is a ground tool. I'll only relieve the back bevel a little bit so you can see it. But I'll move it a little bit more because if I'm going to make a good sharp turn, I don't want that steel in my way again. That grind is called a relief. The piece I don't cut with. Put it in there. It's not as critical. I could probably do it freehand, but I modified the jig in order to do it the same each time. Putting less steel on the floor, less heat on my tool. Safety is important here. Wear your shields, watch your wheels. He released the guards on his so you can see it a little bit closer. And he's using a blackhawk jig. Be honest, I manufacture those, but there are about a dozen other variants of them out there. Just get or make your own jig. Now that you have a sharp edge, let's jump on a lathe for a few minutes and I'll show you how it cuts and why we did that special grind on it. It is special. With this fresh grind, as you can see it, I'm going to come in here and start this bowl. It's a shallow dish. And when I do it, you'll see I'm going to use the tip of the cutter, and that's going to do it. I got my speed set up. You go to it, I got a shield up about half the speed, which is probably around 1100. Vertical blade. Vertical. The difference is on the other blade, not easy to control because I'm not riding the bevel. Vertical blade, then I'm going to twist it, turn it on. If it gets heavy, let's step in a little bit. See the shavings coming off? It's important that I stop this in real time and show you. Whoop, stop, Lee. This is the cuts I'm getting. Very little tear, very little. And I'm going against the grain, I mean, with the grain here to cut it down. But that's my first two steps. Those two steps work out nice. Now, why do we do a relief cut? You got to see this. You should see what we generate. We generate shavings and swirls because I'm in grain, cross grain and side grain one time. Now, I want to turn the corner and make this a sharp corner to get down in here. If I have a full size gouge, shells down, when I go in and I turn it, I go to make that corner, I'm restricted on what my bevel will let me turn. Because I'm not restricted by my bevel with that little relief on it, I can make that corner. This is a rather sharp corner, and it's cut. It's not gouged, not scraped, not backbladed. These were all cuts, purity cuts. Now, if I came up this way, I could do it, but it will tear the grain on this piece. I showed you this with a small 3/8" gouge. I get it from D-Way, but they're available all over the place. If you ask for an Ellsworth gouge, most people know what it is. And I always do my buying on the telephone rather than the book. And you get the special deals on the telephone. But that's what you do if you want to grind a jig and have it come out every single time the same way. So when you use it every single time the same way. There you have it. You know how to sharpen it, and you know how to use it. Hopefully, your gouge using days will change. I'm Captain Eddie Castelin, and I'm Captain Eddie Castelin for WorldwideWoodTurners.org. Thank you for being with us. We'll have another tool tip next time we visit.
That was great, Eddie.